Hello, everybody, and welcome back to All Things, the show where I talk about all things current and trending. Today, I like to focus on NBA basketball, boxing, and the film and television industry, specifically what it means to be a celebrity. As it pertains to basketball, I'd like to talk to you about Ja Morant and Zion Williamson. These two guys were top two picks in the NBA draft a couple of years ago. They were supposed to be the torch bearers for the face of basketball as it pertains to Americans, but it has not worked out that way. Neither one of them have played a significant amount of games. Neither one of them have lived up to their potential. And both of them are now actually on the verge of being traded from the teams that drafted them. As it pertains to Zion Williamson, this season, or at least at the beginning of this season, he finally was able to get his weight down and come into the season at a healthy weight, in shape. He was looking statuesque, but still, he's suffering from hamstring injuries. He's now suffering from a hip injury. He's missed about 11 games already to start the beginning of this 2025-2026 season. When is it going to be time for the New Orleans Pelicans to finally pull the trigger and trade Zion? This is now an asset that is not giving you back the return on your investment. He's only played in about 45%, or maybe even less, of the games in which he was eligible to play over the past 5, 6, or maybe even 7 seasons. I'm not sure, but it's definitely been more than 5 seasons in which he's played less than 45% of the possible games. Someone with this much talent, someone with this much upside, it just goes to show that it doesn't really matter if you're not going to be available, if you're not going to be a professional. And up until this point, he has not proven to be professional enough to provide the services in which he's being paid for. And the same can go for Ja Morant, whether it's injuries, and he's another one who's injured a lot, or is being suspended because of behavior that is non-conducive to what the team wants, to what the NBA stands for, to what the league is trying to promote to its fans, especially as it pertains to the gun gestures, the problems that he actually got in trouble with as it pertains to real guns off the court. It's bad. It's bad. And the fact that he does not want to take true accountability. It's almost as if Ja is allergic to self-assessment and then making the appropriate changes. And the changes aren't even for anyone else but him. It's like, dude, don't you want to have a long, successful, fruitful career? He signed to Nike. They were literally pushing this dude. They had all of the resources and the money behind the Ja Morant brand, pushing it, wanting it to be as big as possible. And he is his own worst enemy. At which point does he realize, I'm only hurting myself? At which point does his father, who worked very hard training his son, managing his son to help facilitate him getting to this point, at what point does his own father say, listen, I have to be a dad and stop being one of his boys and tell this guy the hard truth? Dude, you're blowing the bag for all of us. You have to straighten up. You have to fly straight. I just don't know. And then there was another highly touted pick. I think he was the 3rd pick. He was definitely top 5, and he's a former teammate of Zion Williamson at Duke, and his name is R.J. Barrett, and he's the one that the Knicks actually drafted. So we fast forward to now, he's on the Toronto Raptors. He was traded. He's no longer on the Knicks, but he has proven to be, out of those 3, the best professional. He shows up. He's barely injured. He stays out of the press. There is no off the court drama with R.J. Barrett. And for his career, he's averaging about 20, 21 points per game. So in hindsight, he was actually the best pick out of those 3 because he's treating the profession as a professional, and that goes a long way. So hopefully Zion, who is still young, Ja Morant, who is still young, hopefully they can turn a corner and start acting and operating as RJ Barrett has, and that is as being a professional. That's doing and being available to do what you're actually being paid for. As it pertains to boxing, there's a lot going on. Usyk, who is the reigning heavyweight champ of the world, he was the undisputed champ, but he gave up one of the belts. Usyk, undefeated, he has stated that he actually wants his next opponent to be Deontay Wilder. Now, I'm not saying that based off of his past performances, the last 5 or 6 fights, that Deontay deserves the fight. However, when you can put butts in the seats, when you have a punch that can change the trajectory of a fight at any given time, and the paying public knows it, you become one of the people who can be chosen to be a dance partner in a heavyweight title event such as this one. I think it's a good choice that Usyk is now saying he wants to fight Deontay Wilder. It's great for Wilder because it gives him another chance, another shot at becoming the heavyweight champ again. It's been a long, arduous road for Deontay Wilder since accepting I think it was 2 or 3 fights, but I want to lean closer to 2 fights. It could have been 3 with Tyson Fury. The first one ended in a draw. The second one, Fury won. And if there was a third one, I believe there might have been a third one. Fury won that one too. And I believe it was by knockout. Things just have not been the same for the Bronze Bomber since. In his past 4 fights, I believe he's 1-4. He did win his last fight, albeit he fought a journeyman, but he did win it. I'm excited for Deontay. I'm excited for Usyk because Usyk has to stay active. He has to keep earning money for his family. And he's a fabulous fighter who had moved up about 3 or 4 weight classes to become the heavyweight champ. And besides Terrence Crawford, in my humble opinion, he's the second best pound for pound boxer in the world. I'm excited for this match if it officially gets made. I think they're going to do a lot of pay-per-view buys. And like I said before, I'm excited for Deontay Wilder to have another chance, an American heavyweight, to have another chance at getting 1 or 2 of those heavyweight belts. The skill, the tenacity, the experience, and the cunning of Usyk against the raw, punching, knockout power of Deontay Wilder. You guys let me know who you think will win that fight. Deontay is the bigger guy. Usyk, wider, but Deontay, the bigger, more explosive guy. They're both heading toward, shall I say, the end of their illustrious careers, and it's money time. So you tell me who you got in that fight, who you think is going to win, and why. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is another fight. I know the first one to some was underwhelming. I actually loved it because I love the way Floyd fights. And besides Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather is my favorite boxer of all time. And I do think that besides Ali, he is the greatest of all time. Definitely on the pay scale. He's made the most money out of any boxer, and he did the best business of any boxer we can name. I, for one, am here for another Manny Pacquiao-Floyd Mayweather fight. Manny Pacquiao looked fantastic in his last fight, especially after such a long layoff. And he is a fighter in his 40s. He's no doubt, undoubtedly, one of the greatest athletes, pure athletes of all time, athletic specimen, to be able to do what he does, to be as explosive and quick, even into this older age as he is. even though he lost that fight, or even though they say that he lost that fight, to me, he won. I think they just gave the fight to the younger fighter. Manny Pacquiao was the aggressor. He controlled the fight, more ring generalship. He was the busier fighter. He was not getting touched up. I personally think Manny won that fight, but everyone universally agrees that he put on one hell of a performance. This is the type of fight that will make Floyd come out of retirement, because Floyd is about the money. That's money Mayweather. No fight on this planet will do more numbers than a Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather pay-per-view. It does not exist. This is the biggest fight that can be made as it pertains to the money that it will generate, especially if they do it in Vegas or if they do it in the Middle East. I think Floyd, of course, is going to win, even though he has not been active. He's always active as it pertains to sparring and training in the gym. I think Manny is going to bring more fireworks than he was able to bring in their first match, because, of course, he said that he had injured his shoulder while he was preparing. I don't believe it, but that's what he says. I want to see that fight get made. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. I want to see it for 2026. Do you guys want to see it? Let me know. Film and television. Where do we begin? As it pertains to celebrity, are there really true film and TV stars, film and TV celebrities anymore, with the rise of social media and the significance of social media creatives, content creators, people who the masses feel more connected to, more, they feel that they're more relatable? Are they the true stars, or has their rise in stardom actually diluted the star power overall of film and television actors and actresses? It's an interesting question. It's an interesting paradigm. If you have millions of followers, you're probably just as bankable, or maybe even more bankable, than a traditional film and television star, because you are more accessible. You are one tap away on people's phones. When you are pitching a product, they can literally tap your product on most platforms and buy it. Isn't that why Netflix gave Mr. Beast such a big bag? Isn't that why Netflix gave Jake Paul such pull, such power, such a hefty payment? I don't know. I don't know. Does Akai Sanat trump the pulling power, the magnetism of a Kevin Hart? It's interesting. It's very interesting. It is very interesting how things have changed, how the film and television landscape is shifting. Will there be a shift back? Will these new social media magnates become the new film and television stars of tomorrow? These are questions that we all have to ask ourselves in this industry. Do stars dilute their brands by focusing on their social media presence? Did Will Smith dilute his brand by focusing and becoming an open book to the public via social media? These are all very interesting questions that the industry and the players within the industry must ask themselves. And this is coming from someone who is a rep in this industry for a talent agency. Of course, all things has been brought to you by Views. That's VIEWS.WATCH. Views.watch. The social multimedia platform of today and tomorrow. You guys go download the app. I'm the founder. I'm the host of this show, Ernest Dancy, and I'll talk to you again soon. I'm out.